Why the first $100,000 is always the hardest, and the next $100,000 is easy. Most billionaires, like Charlie Munger, a famous billionaire investor and vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, have said that the first $100,000 is the most challenging to amass. That's not just Charlie Munger's opinion, but many other people who have grown their wealth believe this to be true. The same thing is often said about achieving the first million. It is often said to be difficult. But once you reach $100,000, the next one tends to come much more quickly before you know it. You have $200,000, $300,000, and $400,000. Once you hit the $1 million mark, the second one is right around the corner, and it seems to take much less time than your first. It's understandable for many people to feel like their assets are increasing on a slower pace than they would like. It can feel frustrating to watch your bank account grow slowly even though you are working hard. But why exactly does it take a disproportionately long time to reach the 100,000 mark? And why exactly does it get easier? Here are some reasons and possible solutions you can do to speed up this process. One thing many people struggle with is the process of actually beginning to invest. It can feel like a low priority sometimes, and the problem gets pushed aside until you find yourself scratching your head hours later. Many people have limited funds to invest, and so they often think that their chances of giving good returns are better when they only have a little money. In reality, you'll see even better returns if you put in more money at the start. Saying you'll invest when you have more money is like saying you'll put wood on a fire just as soon as it starts producing heat. Not every investor invests because they either have too much money or don't have enough. They invest in order to make more money. The truth is, a lot of people think investing is too risky. But according to experts and statistics, not investing can be just as risky in the long run. It's difficult to take the first step and get started, when the finish line seems so far away, but it could be the best decision you ever make. Achieving the first 100,000 can be tough and will require you to do the heavy lifting. This means that majority of your money needs to be personally contributed by you. Once your portfolio reaches a sizable amount, compound interest begins to work wonders. Even though the returns as a percentage don't necessarily increase, the returns in dollar amounts become much larger. For example, a $5,000 investment earning 10% cash back in 1 year is only a little over $500. That's barely not worth noticing. When thought of in this way, $500 could easily be made just working a few extra hours once in a while. When a $100,000 investment earns a 10% return, that's $10,000, and that's a very good start to replacing your salary. Once it reaches $1 million, a 10% annual return is $100,000. That's a lot of money. That is much more than many people earn at their jobs, and seeing such growth is exciting. You have nothing to worry about. Some people say that when their portfolios get to be worth $100,000, they can really notice the progress of their investments. It's exciting when your portfolio grows and the process moves through faster. Once the snowball starts rolling, you start feeling that excitement of success. Investing in your personal development is one of the smartest things you can do because of the substantial rewards. You might invest in opportunities that make your money earn more, or invest in opportunities that allow you to teach others what you know. Or perhaps, investment in yourself will be enough. If you go out to spend 100 in a couple of hours, you'll think twice, realizing how powerful compound interest is. You'll be more careful with your purchases. This is because you'll realize how much that 100 will grow, and will continue to reward you if you invest it, and it will be harder for you to part with. If you spend $100 just on a meal out, that money is gone forever. If instead, that money was invested, it gets you $10 the first year, $11 the second year, and $12 the next. Of course, $100 isn't a lot of money, but by practicing habits like saving 100 in different categories on a regular basis, you'll soon have more options available to you. This will become more obvious as you become wealthier. When you have been saving for a while, there are so many things you can do that people living paycheck to paycheck may not be able to. If you have the opportunity to take another job with a potentially higher income or more room for improvement, but the pay isn't steady, you have the savings to take that risk. You might have a job that pays $50,000 per year, but an opportunity arises that could pay you $100,000 per year or more, but it's commission only. If you need that $50,000 paycheck, taking this type of risk isn't practical. You may have always thought of starting a business idea, but you never had the necessary capital or resources to begin it. A new business idea could make you millions of dollars, but if you can't begin or don't start, then it's lost potential. Perhaps an amazing opportunity presents itself in real estate. Buying a property is always a big decision, and when you have enough money saved up to take on the risk, that might be worth it for you. It's important to weigh the risk versus the reward. While it's not always ideal to cash out your investments, the fact is that you at least have the option if you need to, or for once in a lifetime opportunity presents itself. When you only have a little saved, every choice becomes more difficult. You would need to carefully consider your long-term financial strategy for the best option. Adding to the idea of being able to take advantage of more opportunities when you have more money, you can take on more risk with your investments. If you see potential in a stock, it's easy to be more speculative when you have extra money, and it's not going to ruin you financially if that investment doesn't work out. You still have other investments even if you can't sell those particular stocks. Someone close to you might be presenting an opportunity to invest in a new business venture, and you could benefit from this even if it turns out not to work out. Those who don't have a lot of money saved can't afford to invest in something like this. If you're on your way to the 100 Kelvins milestone, it is important to not only brainstorm strategies for increasing and reaching higher milestones, but to also identify possible ways to speed up the process. Most of the funds are your own personal contribution, so these milestones require your focus on increasing the amount you're saving. The best way to accelerate the process in order to save more money is increasing your income. There are a couple ways you can have this done, either with a second job on the weekend or with evening hours during the week. A side business can bring in money on the side, but you should be careful when deciding if you want to spend the money on an unnecessary item. Would you rather spend $100 on dinner or save it for special occasions? It can be difficult to resist the temptation when you are feeling pressured by your financial obligations. You need to stay strong and be diligent until you are able to make a break towards your goal. Small monthly expenses such as car payments or pricey clothes could also lead people from their goal, so it's recommended that you avoid these things in large amounts until you have reached the $100,000 mark. When you learn how to save, invest and live your life with a clear vision, it is a lot easier to continue living the way that you do. Never mind $1 million. By the time you obtain a substantial amount of money, you'll be used to finding ways to earn extra money and put that into savings. You'll learn to be more deliberate with purchases, and really think whether or not they're necessary or if it would be more rewarding to put it into savings. Furthermore, you'll be comfortable taking risk and the investment might pay off. It may get hard for you to invest at a certain point, but just turn the volume down. Once you reach the 100K mark, you can let off the gas a little, according to Charlie Munger. Although the first $1 million feels like a massive achievement, it actually becomes easier as a result of compound interest. There's less work involved, and you'll likely only need to earn a little bit of money to make that initial investment back. It's important to keep trying and experience new things so that you never stop learning. Sometimes your net worth can seem like a huge challenge, but with time, you will feel it will make more progress and become easier, more enjoyable, and more rewarding.